The most popular video I've had on social media was a short reel on Instagram a couple of weeks ago where I explained that there is a difference between the sound the vocal cords creates and the voice itself. There isn't much you can fit into a 1-minute reel, so I'm going to talk a little bit more about this because this is something that is very important and every singer needs to know this. In 1922, Dr. Marafiotti, a laryngologist in Italy, wrote a book about the great Caruso's singing technique. He was a very close friend of Caruso and also his medical advisor. One of the revolutionary things in his book is that he distinguished between the initial sound that the vocal cords create here and the voice itself, which is created in the mouth. This is an important distinction because there are a lot of singers and singing teachers who focus all their attention on the vocal cords. Of course, the larynx, the vocal cords, so important. Without it, there would be no sound. And it needs to be relaxed, it needs to be open and all that. But the thing is, the vocal cords, you could create the kind of sound that they do with 2 elastic bands that you string up and you have wind blowing through them. And as it says in the book, it's an initial sound that is quite small and it's not particularly beautiful, but from that sound that is created here, first the sound travels up, it comes into the mouth, and it's in the mouth that the voice is created. It's created as a result of all the different things that you pronounce. We say consonants, we say vowels, we have all the different sounds we make, and the most important part of the sound of the voice, not the initial sound, but the sound of the voice, is the resonance. And the resonance is something that I think a lot of people don't fully understand the potential when it comes to that. But to get the best possible sounding voice, it's really important to utilize all of the existing possible chambers or resonance chambers and rooms that are throughout the body. Of course, one thing with the old school Bel Canto technique is that it has that young vibrancy, that head tone that most singers today don't even know how to begin to train and achieve. And it's because you utilize the head voice area here. Of course, when you are properly trained, you have one register from deep to high, and you have an even register, so you can go with the full voice all the way up or down, and also pianissimo. You need to have that control so you can adjust as it is needed or as you feel like it when you sing. I have made other videos where I talk about that you should be and must be able to sing louder without pushing any excess breath. So important to learn to control the breath distribution, but that is another thing. That's not what this video is about. When you're going to have the best possible voice, you need to use every element to create that from, you need a relaxed throat, of course. You need the tongue, which is very often the biggest enemy of the singer. You need it to be relaxed and slightly elevated, and even more slightly elevated when you go up in the high notes. And then you also need to control the soft palate, super controlling it down to a science of millimeters, and of course the headspace area here. Absolutely crucial that you know how to sing in maschera to get all these beautiful overtones, all the beautiful head voice in. And as both Lily Lehmann in her brilliant book from 1902 and then Marafiotti in 1922 both talked about how crucial it is that you have the head voice, because it is what brings youth and vibrancy to the voice, and it also helps you have longevity as a singer. I'm always amazed by how powerful this area is, and the little changes you need to do to create a huge voice up there, and it becomes really big, and you don't have to push with your breath or anything. You can control how loud it will be, the resonance, what kind of resonance you want more of for certain songs, for certain arias, and in certain, if it's in the low and mid or high or super high. And this is what you need to learn. And that's why it's important to understand that that sound that you are going to produce and send out to the world is not the initial sound that you have here. And once you have all of this in place, and of course you sing on top of the breath and you're not pushing breath at all, then you will see and experience and hear the full potential of your voice and the full beautiful resonance that you can have if you learn how to open up and control this part of your instrument. remember that modern techniques where you don't use the headspace and sing in mascara properly can make a young, beautiful voice sound old and tired. The Bel Canto technique can make an old voice sound young and beautiful. And that is something that is worth a lot for singers. So small adjustments make a big difference. I know that by recent experience myself. So good luck with your own singing and what should be a lifelong journey where we always strive to perfect and become better. And I strongly recommend that the first thing you do is to learn to breathe properly with your diaphragm, which doesn't mean that you're going to be super strong because you're going to push. No, it means you're going to be super strong because you're going to learn how to control the distribution of the breath and use less breath when you sing. This is also very important when it comes to the voice and how it sounds in the end, because you don't want to have a breathy voice. So good luck with everything, and scroll down to have a look at all the different options I have for you when it comes to helping you fulfill your potential.